Music education at the secondary level is widely accepted to be beneficial to the academic performance and the general self-development of students, yet music programs are non-existent in most secondary schools in Grenada. Music has been included as a Caribbean Examinations Council subject for some 20 years, with a syllabus and examination that are thoroughly West Indian, yet up to 2014, less than 12 Grenadian students had attempted the CXC music exam, and only 3 had passed.
Today, piano, I'd like you to work on your broken chords.
To help prepare students with the right fundamentals to meet the exam standards and pursue various careers in music and entertainment, corporate company Netherlands Insurance sought to introduce a model secondary school music program.
Actually, this started a couple of years ago when Mr. Strawn at Netherlands approached me as the national president of the Music Teachers Association and said that he was interested in doing something, a program to deal with music education, and asked me if I would come up with some proposals for him. The particular one that we ended up using was this model school music program, which was geared towards the secondary schools, and it was in order to prepare them better for the CXC music exams. I'm also the local examiner for CXC music in Grenada, so I knew very well firsthand the weakness that we have right now in CXC music.
The schools program that we got involved with came out of a recognition of low or falling standards, and the fact that performers have not always been properly or thoroughly trained. And we felt that the way to best handle this is to start at basics, start with a homegrown program where you can meet future performers at their schooling level to develop their music ability, their performing ability, and theory in going forward. We think the Boca Secondary School has a good basis because first of all, they have a dedicated music teacher, a dedicated music room, a principal who supports the program, and students who enjoy it. So it's a good place to start, and that's why it's a model.
Music has always been at the heart of Boca Secondary School, with the first school band dating back to the mid-1980s.
It was a case of starting from zero. No instruments. Well, I had a couple old guitars here and there, and couple of students came forward and said, "I love drumming. I love this one. I love bass. This one, I love the keyboards." And unfortunately, we had a group of very enthusiastic and very talented group of students at the time. Even up to now, it is the same thing actually. And Boca Secondary School is unique because on the slate of principals that passed through the school, 5 of them were musicians. And that lended itself to the continuity of this.
Students can now decide to make music a career. One of the tenets of our mission here at Boca is to give our students a holistic development. And music, we believe, should have an integral part to play in that holistic development that we're trying to give to our students.
To help get the program off to an efficient start, Netherlands Insurance contributed over $25,000 to provide basic band instruments and funds for student assistance and continuing training of the music teacher. The symbolic handing over of instruments to officially launch the model music program at Boca Secondary was held at the school's 25th anniversary during the annual awards ceremony in November 2014.
The symbolic handing over of the flute to the flautist, Hope, was one that was very interesting because she hadn't owned an instrument before. She hadn't owned a flute. And it made me realize how important our sponsorships are. At the fact that nothing really should come between a student, should come between a child and learning music. Not an exercise book, not a bus fare, not an instrument.
The model music program at Boca Secondary is quite comprehensive. Playing an instrument is compulsory for students in both Forms 2 and 3, learning both theory and practical.
We start with the recorders, and I use that instrument to introduce them to music theory, to notation and all of that. So it's easy for everybody to get involved on a practical instrument. When they get to the third form level, I introduce them to piano. I think piano is probably the best instrument to visualize the music. And then they also would be able to branch off into the individual instruments, their preferences. Some would stay on the piano, some would choose the instruments that we have available, guitar, xylophone, flute, trumpet, etc. They continue with their selection up to the fifth form level, where they would sit the ABRSM music exams currently, and some are allowed to do theory based on the students' capabilities. We eventually are working towards the CXC music, which is really what we're aiming for.
I find it's a good thing knowing that children could come to school, and if they're not perfect at other areas, they could play music. And I feel rather delighted that my school was chosen to be one of the schools that has this program.
Being a part of this has really changed my life, because since I was in primary school, I always loved music. I always felt like a passion for music, so coming here actually made me feel happy. Sometimes when I have to write stories, I think of songs that I learned in music, and it helps me to write better stories.
A significant part of the music program is the Music Club, where students can further be exposed to the art form and the technical aspects of the industry.
This music club has taken students from here to across the islands, looking at concerts, performing themselves in various events and so on, and really getting a real hands-on experience of the performers, international and otherwise, who would come to Grenada from time to time.
One of the biggest advantages of the music club is in school, if you're in a music club, you're head of the whole entire class by a lot. And then the music club also teaches us a lot of life skills.
I feel good because Boca Secondary School is way advanced than other schools. It will give the other schools motivation, to do music and see what music is like.
Many exceptional and talented performers have been exposed to music and performing arts at Boca Secondary and are now thrilled to see the advancements being made at their alma mater.
I like what I'm hearing, I like what I'm seeing. I like to see children start in the music from a young age. Yeah? Because we had started it in Boca School, and then the program was discontinued. And it's saddened a lot of us when it was discontinued. Sometimes home is not the best. You mightn't have things to eat, you mightn't have the best environment around you. But when you go down in the music room, you lose yourself, or you qualify yourself the happy place. That was a lot of youth's happy place.
No, knowing that there is the opportunity that it is even as part of CXC examination, and it started from 2 and everyone can do it. I want to thank Netherlands Insurance for the vision and putting everything into place. I understand it's expensive too, and for a company seeing the potential in Boca Secondary School, which is my past school, I want to applaud them, and I must say thank you to Netherlands Insurance again. And Boca Secondary School, you did proud in music for all the years, and I think you're going to do them proud from now and in the future.
Already, Boca Secondary has begun seeing great results from the music program. Just less than 1 year since the implementation of the program, there was almost a 100% pass rate for students sitting the UK Associated Boards of the Royal Schools of Music exam, ABRSM, with 80% distinctions. It's only a matter of time until the main goal of the model music program is realized, to have a full class of students sit the CXC music exams for the very first time.
With the proper training, Grenadians are quite capable of doing CXC music because it is such a broadly based program. It's not just classical music. You have to understand calypso and reggae and dubstep and all kinds of things. So you can use that program as a basis to go anywhere in Grenada. You can play in the hotels or whatever. So partly too, I thought this program will help upgrade the general music standard.
I just want to say thanks to Netherlands Insurance for investing in our music program here at Boca Secondary School. And we look to bring out and invest in a lot of musicians coming from Boca Secondary School.
For many years, Netherlands Insurance has changed the lives of many through its support of the arts. With the implementation of the Model Music program, the company has taken an even greater and more involved role in developing homegrown talent, starting at the Boca Secondary School.